So that's the bus we came in.
Laura? They have them over there.
I know.
Oh.
So we're here learning about recycling.
Yeah. And that they barely started a green waste. So basically all the organics, all that stuff, all the food waste, they barely started doing that here in the city of Victorville and opened a department for it in the recycling. So that's why people barely got green trash cans in the city of Victorville. I always wondered that. Why didn't we have green trash cans? Why didn't we only have like black and blue? So that was interesting today.
Full bus. Full bus. Full bus. We're having fun learning about Victorville, the city.
Doing trivia questions.
Yeah, doing trivia questions. Learning all this great information about the city, when it got its name, how many residents. It's a lot of information.
Yeah.
A lot of great information, actually. A lot. Do you like it so far?
Yeah.
You happy you came?
Mm-hmm.
I forced her to come next.
Yeah, she forced me to come for 5.
Okay, so now we're going to drive to the materials recovery facility. MRF is what we call it. And it has an essential role in our efforts to foster a cleaner Victorville. The city of Victorville offers an extensive array of free services to make it easy and convenient for our residents to dispose of unwanted items responsibly. We offer free drop-off locations like our household hazardous waste collection center near the county fairgrounds, which we just saw, and our Victorville recycling drop-off center. We also provide cleanup events, educational outreach, and abatement efforts to foster a cleaner Victorville. This video gives a great overview.
The Victor Valley Materials Recovery Facility, or the MRF, is a publicly owned facility co-owned by the City of Victorville and the Town of Apple Valley and operated by Protect. It is located on 13.7 acres.
The City of Victorville Recycling Drop-Off Center continues to be a beneficial resource for the community. In 2020, 1,429 tons of recycled materials such as scrap metal, cardboard, electronics, and old furniture. Through its free dump days, the city collected nearly 257 tons of unwanted items, and more than 1,000 volunteers helped remove 13 tons of debris from Victorville right-of-ways during 2 community cleanup days. The city used its hashtag #DumpItRightBB campaign to encourage community members to dispose of unwanted items the right way, using the myriad free disposal services the city offers. Residents simply visit victorvilleca.gov/DumpItRightBB to learn about free drop-off services, bulky item pickups, recycling services, cleanup events, and more in one location. Last year, the city also launched its organics recycling program in compliance with Senate Bill 1383. Victorville residents with curbside trash and recycling service now have a new green barrel for garden trimmings and food scraps. These items are taken to the Victor Valley Compost Facility, where they are converted into compost and mulch products, diverting garden trimmings and food scraps from landfill to reduce methane gas emissions that are produced from decomposing trash. In addition, recycling organics will save landfill space, generate energy, and create valuable soil amendments.
Now, as we get closer to the MRF, we're going to play a video that gives you an introduction to this beautiful operation.
The Victor Valley Materials Recovery Facility, owned facility, co-owned by the City of Victorville and the Town of Apple Valley and operated by Protect. It is located on 13.7 acres at 17,000 Abbey Lane in Victorville. The MRF is essential to the City of Victorville's efforts to divert waste from the landfill that can be recycled and repurposed. And it's the reason the city can operate a curbside recycling program that enables customers to place all of their recyclables in the same barrel. Curbside recyclables are transported to the MRF for sorting. They are loaded onto various conveyors and other equipment where they are sorted and sanitized, then compacted into dense cubes to be shipped for reuse by a variety of industries. Most of the materials are used by factories in the United States to make new products. For example, paper mills use old cardboard boxes to make new boxes. Glass can be remelted and turned into new bottles. Aluminum cans are melted and remanufactured into new aluminum cans. Plastics are recycled into a variety of products including plastic bottles, polyester fibers for carpet and clothing, toys, packaging, and more. The MRF processes 30 to 50 truckloads of recyclables or roughly 150 tons of recyclables per day. This is the equivalent of roughly 300 full-size horses. The MRF also serves as a convenient drop-off recycling center for the community, commonly referred to as Recycle Alley. All area residents can drop off household recyclables, scrap metal, appliances, electronics, mattresses, and box springs free of charge. Businesses can also drop off items free of charge, except for mattresses or box springs which require a fee. Making new products out of recycled materials saves energy, reduces air and water pollutants, reduces waste from mining operations, and saves material resources. Recycling depends on each one of us to make it work. The recycling process begins with each one of us making the decision to put recyclable materials in a recycle bin instead of the trash. As a community, we can make a cleaner, more sustainable Victorville. Learn more about additional free disposal and recycling services offered by the City of Victorville at victorvilleca.gov/dumpitright.bv.
Compost open to the public.
Okay, so we are approaching the MRF, not only beautiful but very beneficial to our recycling efforts. Just to connect some dots for you, the blue trash bin that you all have at your house, this facility principally is dealing with all of the contents of that blue trash bin. Also, at another location, I'm not sure that we're going to see it today here. We'll have a video of it, but the newly implemented organics program, I know you're all big fans of the green can and the state mandated food organics recycling program that we have now in place. That also is located here. We'll show you a video of that because it's not the cleanest of operation to see. It's certainly not the most pleasant smelling either. But we will show you, we will be getting off the bus in 2 groups. You're welcome to leave your contents here if you like. Those will be getting back on the bus. But we'll get off this bus and jump into 2 groups, and we'll probably spend about a 20-minute tour here. So, half of you are going to go upstairs. Right up the stairs to the top.
So we're gonna go see the. That's not weird.
Hello. You ready, Mom?
Yeah, up the stairs to the top. Where are we going?
So we're going upstairs
Okay.
to check out the facilities.
The MRF.
The MRF. This is where they recycle everything. The cans, the mattresses. That's what they said. Cardboard. Take your time. I think it's right there. Wow. That's crazy.
Does smell kind of weird.
Yeah, with the truck. I don't know. Why I can't get too shiny. That's crazy.
Look how close to it. Did everybody do that?
I know.
Yeah, we did pretty good. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Charlie Nursey. I work for the environmental programs. This is our facility. It's owned by the town of Apple Valley in the city of Victorville. This is where all the recycling in the city and the town comes to.
This represents about a day of recycling material
Wow.
collected from the blue bins and the white blue bins behind commercial businesses. Majority of it's for residential areas. This facility, we do about 20 tons an hour, which is roughly about 140 to 150 tons a day. The material's brought here by the trucks. It's dumped on the floor. You can see the tractor back there loading it onto a conveyor belt.
Oh my God.
The first phase is you see a bunch of heads bobbing up and down over there. They're digging through the trash and pulling out large items, things that shouldn't be in there. We get a lot of wish cycling, which is people thinking it should go into recycling. Hoses, electrical cords, all those kind of things, plastic bags, pizza boxes, styrofoam. The bad thing about hoses and plastic bags is if they twist, they turn into a rope. If they get jammed in the machine, it will actually shut the machine down. So we try to keep that stuff out.
Wow.
The material is sorted by both hand, mainly machines, but you can see the manual labor up there. We sort the cardboard, the paper, plastic, aluminum, metal, and glass. All this stuff is collected and baled, and you can actually see down here, there's a completed belt we have on the machine. That cardboard is sold to a paper mill, and they make pulp out of it, and it's put back into material reused again and made into new paper, new cardboard.
Wow.
The same thing happens with the plastic, the metal, and the aluminum. Aluminum is used to make obviously more aluminum cans. The plastic is shredded. We don't like to sell the full bottles because there's a lot of bad news about bottles ending up in some foreign country. Our stuff is shredded into pellets and it's sold to manufacturers to reuse to make new bottles, new containers out of it. You probably saw the bells coming out here on the front. That's all stuff that we've collected and we've processed. That material is loaded into a semi, usually about 40 bells to a semi, and sold to a end user, somebody who will use that product. We actually get paid for that material, so all this material here is sold to a user to make new products or new material. That money is split three ways between the town of Apple Valley, the city of Victorville, and Burtech. Burtech is our contractor. They operate this facility, and as part of that contract, they get paid money out of that. And there's a reason we do that. If we pay them a little bit, guess what they're going to do? They're going to try to do a better job of recycling. Because the more stuff they get out of it, the more they make, right? But we let them operate it. On the back side of the property, there is a compost facility. That's our newest facility. I think it opened in November of last year, or December. And we do yard waste and food waste. Our newest program in the city of Victorville started in May or June.
Wow.
Where you've got the 10 barrels and your food waste and your green waste goes out there. Right now we do about 100 tons of organics a day, and that's our limit. The state and the county limit how much we can collect. Once we reach that threshold, we have to stop. And there have been days where we just have to park trucks and keep the material locked up until the next day. Usually Mondays because of the weekends. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So the food waste and the green waste is composted. We make that into a good compost. Some of you, if you live in Victorville, you can pick up free compost at our drop-off center. Some of it's sold, some of it's given away. The state has regulated how we dispose of some of the compost, how we collect it, how we use it. They say we have to resell some of it, say we have to give away some of it, but we have to do something with it. We give a lot to, or sell a lot to farmers as a soil supplement because it's pretty good stuff. The cardboards and the bales out front, we'll hold those until we have, there's two times we'll hold them. Sometimes the market gets a little low, where the price isn't really good for us to sell that. It doesn't make sense for us to sell it. Like at one point in time, probably 2 or 3 years ago, Cardboard was probably $75 a ton, which is nothing. We will hold on to it for a period until the market goes up. Vertec actually has a commodity broker who goes out and finds manufacturers to buy that material, and they're always looking for the best material possible. Machines do a lot of the work, and you'll see that the last couple of years we've actually done some upgrades with this. As we do more recycling, we have to get more proficient at it because the state requires us to do a better job. Currently, the standard is 50% of whatever is generated in the city has to be diverted or recycled. We do a pretty good job. I think we're right around 60 or 65% for the most part. The machines are operating on optics, air, hydraulics. As this stuff comes up through the top and people pull out all the stuff that shouldn't be, that's all by hand. That's the kind of reason we tell you not to put needles, dog poo, diapers with poo in them, all kinds of stuff, because these poor people have to dig through it and pull it out. Okay? It's a terrible job. That smell that you smell, can you guess why it smells like that? Anyone tell me why? There's food in there. If it was clean material, we wouldn't have any odor whatsoever. And I think it was Bob was talking about pizza boxes. Pizza boxes, I work out in the field normally. I'm the guy that goes out and looks at your bed and goes through it and tells you, yeah, this belongs in here, no it doesn't. Pizza boxes and styrofoam are probably the number one things that go in the recycle bin that should go in the recycle bin. Can anyone tell me why you can't put a pizza box?
Because it's dirty.
It has the oil and all that stuff. What people don't understand is that grease will spread. If we mix it in with this, that oil never stops spreading. It'll keep spreading and it'll just eat up anything around it. It'll contaminate a full load. So basically, that material's not even good to us. I make a recommendation that if you're like, I was taught by my boss, is if you really want to get into it, you can tear off a lot of the dirty stuff and throw it in the trash. Usually it's the top that gets dirty, right? Because it's set down into cheese. If you take the top off, throw the bottom in the recycle, you can throw the top in the trash, and that will meet the burden of that. So let's get back to this machine. These machines, everything is set up this conveyor belt, and it's sent along. It sorts the cardboard. And you'll look over here to the left, you'll see like a big V8 machine. You can barely see it. That does cardboard and paper. There's optics in there, and there's actually air jets. And lighter paper and stuff will be blown up and sorted out. The heavier stuff will fall. Everything is done by quality and type of material as much as possible. These bales we will sell to a broker or an end user. And you'll see and look at that and you go, there's a lot of different material in there. There's paper, there's cardboard, there's a varied amount of material in there. So what a broker will do, some brokers will take that bale, they'll split it open, and they'll further refine the process of sorting it. The better you sort something, the higher quality it is, the better price you can get. So we do have some companies that will buy that, resort it, rebill it, and then resell it. This same material will bale the aluminum, the cardboard, and the plastic. And you'll see bales out front for all those commodities out there. I mentioned that we're doing about 150 tons a day here. This represents about 1 day's worth of collection, which is about 50 trash trucks per day.
Hey John, what's falling down right, coming down right here? The good stuff or bad stuff?
That's bad stuff.
So that's all the stuff that shouldn't have been in there?
Yeah, that's plastic bags.
That's a bad job, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's you know, plastic bags. Here's a few of the things that we really don't want to see. Plastic hangers. You think they're plastic, you think they're recyclable, right?
Yeah.
They're not. Wire hangers. Wire hangers are recyclable, but we can't process them here. Wire hangers, hoses, electrical cords, plastic bags, they all twist, they all grab machinery, they'll jam it. What I do in my dry cleaning is I take my hangers back to the dry cleaner I get them from. That's probably the best way to do that. Plastic hangers really aren't. One of the things that we're doing now with the food waste, and this should be for all your barrels, the trash barrel, the recycle barrel, and the green waste barrel. If you're unsure of what to put in there, with the recycle bin, anything with the number 1 through 7, we will take. Styrofoam technically is recyclable, but we don't take it. Can anybody guess why we don't take it?
You don't have the equipment to recycle?
No one's figured out what to do with styrofoam. And you think about styrofoam, there's only one company that I know of that does anything with it, and it's Ontario. They take it, they melt it down, they make picture frames with it. It's a very unique process, and it's a very new process. But the problem is, recyclable material is only good as long as you have an end market for the use of it. If you don't, it doesn't matter if it's recyclable or not. If there's no market for it, there's no use in trying to save it or sell it. That's one of the big problems with styrofoam. Technically, yes, it is recyclable. Do we recycle it in Victorville? No. Don't put it in your bin. It's trash as far as we're concerned. The food barrels in the green waste. That's our newest program. You're taught to bag your food waste. The reason we ask you to bag your food waste is so it doesn't contaminate the complete load of green waste. We are permitted by the county and the state in how much product we can process. And part of that states that we can't have a bunch of odor coming from our facility. So to keep that odor down, we limit the amount of food that we have. We currently are reaching our maximum in green waste, and we recently applied for an expansion on the number of tonnage we can do. At 100 tons, we're probably exceeding that on most days. And the faster the city grows, the more we have.
Yeah.
The better we get at doing this, and part of that process is we, as a city, and Burtech, they have a team. They will go out and inspect all your barrels for the right contents. Has anybody got a tag on their barrel recently?
No.
Not that I matter, but
Yeah, they're actually going out and looking at all of them. So if you haven't seen them yet, you probably will. Does anybody have any questions before I cut you loose?
You can ask downstairs too, we'll still answer your questions in the next 10 minutes.
Hey,
so.
John, and styrofoam's not decomposable, correct?
Correct.
So, when it goes to the landfill, you guys, it does not decompose. So
Yeah,
what do we do
the thing, you forgot to throw it out. It's
with it?
it's got to go in landfill.
I mention it because it's a difficult one.
It's one of the hardest ones. That and plastic, because they don't even plastic. If you go out to the desert and look at plastic, it doesn't really decompose. It falls apart. It falls apart is what it does. And all those little pieces go into the ground. They go into the air, and they're actually finding pieces of microplastic in human blood and organs now. Fish have it.
Yeah.
I will say one thing, we need your food waste in a plastic bag.
We do need that,
has to go in.
yes.
That's the only thing. But your recycling, when you take it out and you have it in a plastic bag, dump it out.
Yeah.
All
you
those
giving away
cans,
some of
it
those
seems like
boxes?
it should,
Yeah,
but
we have-
want to move
Yeah.
them dumped out, so they come in here and we don't have plastic bags.
Yeah. Plastic bags are a nemesis. They really are. They just need to go away.
So what do you, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What do you do with this stuff that you can't use?
The benefit.
It goes to landfill.
But it's where it
Okay, so
should have
what
gone to
happens
begin
at
with.
landfill, the city?
They just get buried.
It's just taking us more effort to pull it out, like I said, and then truck it over.
Yeah, what we do with the residue, and I don't remember the bulk, but it's pretty high. A lot of people use the recycle bin thinking dirt. You wouldn't believe the amount of dirt we get in here. Yeah, I get it's recyclable, but it really doesn't go through the facility. Yeah.
I would like to think of focus.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Go down and
Thank
get
you.
some refreshments. Go to the bathroom.
That was
Yeah,
interesting.
next week.
And it's crazy because they sort the trash by themselves. Or so basically all the recyclables, they have to go through and there shouldn't be styrofoam, plastic bags, pizza boxes.
I know the pizza box I was shocked.
Yeah.
Because I guess the grease from the pizza,
That contaminates the rest of
The
it
rest
because
of the trash.
oil and all of that. So it contaminates and it isn't able to be recycled with anything else. So
All right.
that's very interesting.
I know. You learn something every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, look at this is
We're here.
and they even have like snacks for us, waters.
The Victor Valley Compost Facility is a regional facility owned and operated by Vertec, receiving organic materials from all over the high desert. Between 2014 and 2016, 2 California state laws were passed that mandated that local jurisdictions implement organics recycling programs with the goal of diverting 75% of organics from landfills by 2025. As a result of these state laws, it was necessary to develop additional facilities to process the increased amount of organic materials being collected. As of January 2024, the Victor Valley Compost Facility is receiving and processing approximately 100 to 125 tons per day of organic materials. Plans are underway to expand the facility so that it can accept 200 tons per day. Materials accepted include residential mixed organics, commercial food scraps generated from restaurants and other food-related businesses, garden trimmings, untreated or untainted lumber, as well as pallets, plywood, and manufactured wood. Brush, garden trimmings, and wood are processed through a grinder to reduce them in size. The chipped material is then stockpiled for later use. Food scraps are put through a machine that separates the food from plastic bags. The food scraps are then blended with the chipped garden trimmings and placed into large piles to go through the composting process.
Isn't that what we just saw?
Piles then cover with a thick layer of finished compost to prevent odors and to deter birds and insects. During the composting process, microorganisms consume the organic material and convert it into finished compost that can be used to improve home and farm soils. The process takes about 21 to 23 days from start to finish. After composting, the material is shipped to farms to enhance crop land. Compost is also given away to residents for free during special events. Just like recycling bottles, cans, and papers, the Victor Valley MRF has environmental and economic benefits. So too does the organic recycling program. For the organics program to be